Now we're recording.
Are we?
We are now.
Did the button hit?
It did.
Oh. You need to get a button that shows that you're recording on there.
I didn't want to make buttons for every button, like on-off of every button.
You lazy fuck.
Yeah, I have it for the main buttons.
When you're home, we're in your head. Lock the doors and close the blinds. Turn on your TV. Turn off your mind.
I was really hoping you were going to hit the button as I
know.
said, you lazy fuck.
But I was too lazy.
Yeah, fair enough. The proof is in the pudding.
Yes.
Hello.
What kind of pudding is it?
Don't. Just stop. Let's just stop this now.
It's so much fun, though.
Welcome. Welcome for the first time or back or whatever.
Yeah.
We are Soul of a Gamer.
I guess we are.
And
I'm Steven.
I'm Scott. Apparently we're going out of order today.
I don't know. I was just being weird.
You just stop. You get out.
Okay.
I'll do this by myself.
Okay, fine.
Glenn, you're going to be my partner today.
Okay, come here. Okay.
The dog's my partner. He's going to be quiet. Hey, I said be quiet. Welcome back, everybody. We are here to tell you about another game.
Yes.
As you know, every week we go into a game, we dive in, and we tell you about how good or bad it is.
Yes.
And this week we're going to tell you about how...
Double switch.
No, I said how good or bad it is.
How bad?
Yeah, how bad.
Double
it is,
switches.
for sure. You know what's weird is these games. I was thinking about this as I was playing this. I'm like, man, they pretty much just carbon copied the first game
Yeah.
onto another game, and they didn't like change anything.
Yeah.
But the story, that's it.
Yeah.
But everything's the same except for the story.
Yeah.
I just like
It's bad.
like you think of like a sequel game, which this isn't technically a sequel.
No,
but
it's a spiritual successor of it,
yeah,
I guess.
it's pretty much a fucking sequel because
Yeah.
it's almost exactly the same.
Just has no tie-ins to it at all.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
But I mean, it was the same writer. So James
Yeah.
Riley wrote this, and he's only directed 4 things, and they've all been Sega CD games.
call him a director?
Well, no, he's actually a special effects artist. He's
Oh.
really known for special effects on like House of Lies and 24 and Las Vegas and
Okay.
Ray Donovan, like all these big shows.
And he jumped into directing
But
video
he's
games.
the only 4 writing and directing things that he has are for these kinds of games. And
Well,
it's so
well, that's
weird
good.
because
That's
he's
good that he
not a
didn't-
good writer.
No, yeah. It's good that he didn't try harder.
Yeah.
because- yeah. All right, well, we should talk about the game after we say we hope you enjoyed last week's game, which was...
That was Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku.
I think we were at middle point in that game. That
We
was
didn't
a
like the
weird one.
mechanics, but we liked the game and
Yeah.
the story of it.
Like, if we would have played that game in 2001, we would have been fucking singing its
probably.
goddamn praises.
Probably.
Well, we are here with
Double Switch.
Double Switch. So this is by the same makers who made Night Trap, and we
Yep.
all know how much we love Night Trap.
Yes.
And Night Trap was good. Like, the story was a lot better than it is
It
in this
was.
one.
And
Like,
I think they made a lot of like really smart decisions. And we'll talk about some like the comparisons. Like one of
Yeah.
the main ones for me is all of the random bad guys that you're capturing throughout the entire story. They were all faceless, like all covered in like they were supposed to be like aliens or vampires, whatever they were, but they had covering over
Yeah.
their entire body. So it didn't matter if you were trapping the same people over and again, because you would never know.
yeah.
Whereas in this one, you had the same 6 people you were capturing the entire
They can't
game.
hire 600 people.
They could have hired at least 20.
127, I think that was the capture
Oh,
number.
God, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, and so, okay, well, we'll just jump right into it with...
What's on the box?
This game has to have a box. It has to.
I think this game has a box only for the re-release of the 25th anniversary
What, the
edition.
Sega CD?
Oh, well, it does have the Sega CD.
Yeah, it's
but
gotta
I
have
couldn't
it on.
find a back of it.
Oh,
I could only
just
find
wanted
the front
to see
cover.
the front. Do you have the front? I never looked at it, but I wanted to
I will pull it up right now.
because I bet it's awful. I just bet you anything, it's fucking terrible.
It was pretty bad.
Is that it?
It's really tiny.
That's ugly as shit. It's not too bad.
It just...
See, the problem, and this is exactly what I was picturing. Like, it doesn't show the gate.
No.
Like, it doesn't, that picture doesn't, like, guys, it's a picture of, like, an Egyptian obelisk, 2 of them, on either side with hands in the middle going for a statue.
Yes, and a torch, which a torch is never brought up once in this
No,
entire
and
thing.
it kind of looks like it's an adventure game, right?
It does look like it's more of an
Yeah,
adventure
you
game.
can't fucking put that on a cover for a game like this.
It looks more like an Indiana Jones style game.
They should have just put Corey Haim's fucking face on it, but I bet he said, no, you're not going to put my fucking face on
Probably.
this shit. It's just out of this world how bad that was.
Yeah.
Like that CD covering, not a good idea. Just put like a couple of the characters there. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
seriously.
Like that's going to attract me more than that because that looks like one thing. And if I bought that and it was not what I thought, I would have returned it.
Probably.
Oh,
Yeah, this game's just all sorts of weird
yeah.
in all the weird ways.
All right. Well, let's read the little.
Oh, yeah. So I just pulled up the Switch description for it.
This game
because-
came out in like 1994 or something, and then they did a 25-year release, re-release on Steam. So,
Yep. And it says, "Welcome to the Edward Arms, a mansion full of intrigue and shady characters who are never as they seem."
wait, the hotel's called the Edward Arms?
Yes.
Was that ever revealed?
I think they said it maybe once, but it was like so brief. And it was, I don't even, like, it was one of those times I think
Isn't the
that
guy's
somebody.
name Eddie?
Yeah. The main character's name's Eddie.
So he's Eddie living in the Eddie Arms, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
you know. At first, you must watch rooms closely, trapping any intruders with ingenious hidden devices.
Ingenious.
Ingenious.
The obvious wall panel that slides up. What is this, a closet? No, this is where we keep the traps.
The only like genius ones are probably the ones in the pillar that don't look like, it just looks like a pillar and it like punches out. Like those
Yeah,
are the slightly genius
The
ones.
genius ones that punches out at less than like, I don't know, the slowest speed imaginable, but somehow knocks a person 20 feet back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super impressive.
Genius.
Because it doesn't look like it's coming out fast, but it knocks you 20 feet back.
Yeah, I'll give this box an F. I don't know. I just
Easily.
feel like they could have done they could have done better on the art.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%. All right, well, let's move on to.
Are we jamming?
You know, I was upset because they do a song in this and they only have 30 seconds of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's called Secret Tunnel.
No,
Or
Tunnel
Vision.
Tunnel Vision.
And the band's called Scream.
Well,
Well, it's actually not bad. Like, it sounds like it would be a good song.
I
And
bet
a lot
they
of
finished
people...
it. I bet you anything they fucking finished it and just never released it.
So I looked at like all the different YouTube videos I found of that song because I was trying to see if there was a full version of it, and most of the comments are, "We want a full version of this song."
Yeah, because it was. I think the singer guy, or at least the guy who played the singer, is
Yeah.
dead.
I think so.
I think he
most
was
of the
on-
people are dead in this
Yeah,
game.
I
now.
was like, damn, this game is cursed.
yeah.
Maybe
Like,
there was an Egyptian curse.
on the 25th anniversary edition, it actually at the end of the game shows you all the people that have died.
which is pretty much everyone in the game. It's
Yeah.
like 6 out of like 12 people dead.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. But yeah, that song, I really do want more of it because
Yeah.
it is intriguing and it is like kind of like a cool, funky song. But yeah, you just don't get enough.
Yeah, and like with Night Trap, they did the whole fucking song.
Yeah, they did.
Like, I don't understand why they didn't do the whole song in this. I think that's what they should have done because that captures, like, that to me captures my attention more than the actual fucking gameplay did.
Yeah.
So,
And the voice acting in this one, also, I think Night Switch did better. I think the actors and stuff, like the actors in
Night Trap?
Night Trap,
Yeah,
not Night Switch. In Night Trap, everything seemed like it was a bad B movie on purpose.
yeah.
This one just seemed just bad.
Yeah,
It
it's
just-
like they tried hard to make it good, and then it did not turn out that way.
Or they tried hard to redo what they did with Night Trap, but
It's-
couldn't accomplish it.
This is pretty much Avatar: The Last Airbender, the movie. This is what that is because they wanted
Yeah.
it to be like they never went in with the intention of it being like a B movie,
True.
but they got it. They got a B movie. I mean, they got an F movie. Whatever.
Yeah. It's bad for bad sake. It's not even enjoyably bad.
Yeah, there's no funny lines in it, and nothing
Not
like
really.
that.
A lot of the lines are just really like just awful and just stupid and cringy. And you're
Yeah.
just like, what the fuck?
the characterization's way off too. Like,
Yeah.
the main character, he starts like just talking about his speech pattern. He starts very calm and collected. Like,
Mhm.
it's like, hey man, I'm here to help you out and save the tenants. And then suddenly it goes from him being calm, collected to like super crazy, really fast,
Yeah.
like in like a 2-minute period.
Oh yeah? Well, you think you're better than me? This is my hotel, and I do everything I want.
Yeah, it's like a
It's like, what?
spoiled brat.
Oh,
I'm like,
seriously.
what is going on with this kid?
And the main character, as we said before, is Corey Haim, who, if you guys don't know, his biggest fame thing that he was that he was in The Lost Boys, which was
What are you talking about? He was in so much.
He was in a ton, but his most famous thing's probably The
License
Lost
to
Boys.
Drive.
Lost Boys is
so
so cult classic.
Stand By Me? I'm pretty sure he was in Stand By Me.
I think he might have been in Stand By Me. That one might be more famous.
Okay,
than The
whatever.
Lost Boys.
Get out of here, you. His
But-
one claim to fame is he fucked a turd once.
Wow, that's gross. And we have other actors in this. Like, we have Arlie Ernie, who was in a Full Metal Jacket and a bunch of other big things back then.
And this isn't a huge cast, but it's no one you would recognize beside Corey Haim. But you might recognize some of the other ones if you were like an indie fan. But
yeah,
like the main girl.
She's actually like a
Alex?
big senator now.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say she had no film credits besides this and like 2 others.
She actually
I was
became
she's
like
hot.
a
I wonder
big.
what else she is in.
She's like a big activist. I can't remember like all the things that she. The National Association to Protect Children.
Oh, nice.
She was actually the one who like spearheaded the Protect Our Children Act of 2008.
I only hope that to do that, she handed out copies of Double Switch.
But yeah, she's like really awesome, actually really important person
And then she
in today's
fucked
time.
her entire life by doing one game.
Or she did one acting job and she's like, this is
Never
what acting
again.
is. I'm just going to go do that.
They paid me $40. How much you want to bet none of these? Like Corey Haim probably got like what?
He probably got the most.
Like
Him and Arlie Ernie.
$600,000 for this shit game?
Maybe. Yeah. And then there's one other Lost Boy that was in this too, but he was just like one of the band members.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, what's weird about this game is they went out and accentuated a few people, and then everyone else they didn't even get fucking names.
Yeah.
Like all the band members, none of them got a name.
Except for Joey, the main one.
Okay, was he? Did
Yeah,
he have a name? I had
Joey.
no idea. I think that was in the
Or Jeff. It was Jeff, sorry.
Jeff. Yeah. See, but they're so forgettable.
But
like none of them are
You
important.
don't hear his name until the third act.
Yeah. My favorite is when he's like, he's doing karate, like shit karate.
It's so bad.
All right, well, yeah, the voice acting in this, I'd say subpar.
Oh, it's so
just
terrible.
Just acting in general, not great. I don't know if you saw this. There's a feature at the end, and this ties into the kind of acting stuff where you get to see the outtakes.
Oh, I didn't get to that.
Yeah, no, you only get it if you get A rank, and I wasn't going to get A
Oh.
rank, so I looked up what the bonus content
Makes
was, and
sense.
it turns out it's like I thought it was going to be, hey, the movie in full, so you can watch it and enjoy it. Nope,
Yeah.
it's fucking outtakes of them just
Oh,
fucking
of
up their
course.
lines.
Well, like there's even times where like Corey Haim, when he has his little blah 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 and he becomes the bad guy or whatever, there's times when he's going to like attack these women and
And men.
he'll like and
That's
men
everyone.
and he'll like walk up to them and then he'll like walk around to a certain side of them so he could be pushed into a trap. And it's so obvious that that's exactly what they were
Yeah,
planning on
yeah.
doing, but they didn't make it seem natural at all.
And I love
it
it
was
'cause
so
He would randomly
scripted.
stop and say, "What? Did you think you could trap me? I built the traps."
Well, and there was one of the intruders, the female mystery men, green robed intruders, that every time you
what were they called? The Society? I
yeah,
think?
the society.
Or the Syndicate.
I think it was the society.
Okay, Society.
It's
It's one of those generic names that everyone fucking uses.
when you missed her on a trap, she would always make some like snarky face
Yeah.
towards the camera, like "ha, bitch,"
when
or
you
she'd
caught
like
her on a
bite
trap,
at you.
she'd do the same thing.
Yeah, it
She
was so
literally,
weird.
like, if
but
you-
she's the only one who does that.
Yeah. Because she's a main character
But she's
with
not.
no name.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All right, well, let's move on from this and jump into...
How does it play?
This game is just like Night Trap. It's got very little mechanics.
I would say it's more difficult than Night Trap, though,
Well,
too, just because they have a lot
true.
more faster paced.
The mechanics, though, are the same.
Yes,
you
they are.
basically have cameras you look through. When the characters you're trying to trap go over a certain area that is the trap area, you press a button and the trap activates and you get them in the trap.
It's Five Nights at Freddy's mechanics, but instead of hiding in a room and everyone coming towards you, everyone's going around and you got to save everybody else with traps randomly in each room.
And they're like the lame, stupidest traps, like a floor trap. You open up a floor and they fall down somewhere.
lamp.
It can't be a one-story hotel, right?
Well, it's multiple stories because like all the traps, like some of them lead to certain other areas. Like certain traps lead to the basement.
Yeah.
Certain traps lead to.
So if a trap on the top floor led to the basement, wouldn't that person die?
Well, and that's where it's weird because like when they trap Corey Haim at the end, it sounds like he falls to his death. Like
seventh
he's falling
time
forever.
he's been electrocuted and he's somehow still okay.
Yeah, you know. Bad movie.
Floor trap. We were talking about the push traps. Basically, they're in pillars and they push out and they push into another fucking floor trap.
There's the coffin traps that are little like compartments in the floor.
It just locks you in a coffin.
Yeah.
How the hell do you get out?
I don't know.
How do you use that trap again? That's a one-time use trap.
I don't know. And then there's the
fireplace trap, I think.
Yeah, where the floor opens up and it becomes a slide that slides them out, which is also the same as the power box trap.
Yeah.
There's the lamp trap and like the mummy trap, which are both traps where like things come down and swing or push them into a hole.
I don't understand how the lamp trap works.
It's stupid.
Like it just swings.
Yeah.
So does it get caught back up at like a magnetic pole or something?
Well, and
how the fuck do you do that?
I don't know. And that was one of the things that was like really dumb and weird too, because like sometimes when you'd hit somebody with it and they would just fall into the hole, and other times they would like karate kick the lamp and like, haha, you missed, and then turn around and then just fall in the hole anyways.
Yeah.
Or they would jump over the hole and fall backwards into it.
I'm sure it was meant to be funny to diffuse some of the stupid idiotic storyline that's going on. But.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it more playable because you do see different things sometimes.
Yeah.
So you're not as bored watching the same animations over and over and over again, but it's the same people over and over again.
I mean, you don't watch the animation. You can't watch the animation.
You can't really.
You literally,
either.
this game really fucked up because you cannot enjoy the game as a whole.
Especially like the main ones, like the ones that you want to see.
Yeah.
Especially like Act 3, all the times you're trying to trap Corey Haim, you don't get to watch those because you have to go to the next room and trap him in the next room immediately after that.
Yep.
And
Even
it's
though you
so
just
dumb.
trapped him, he's already free.
Yeah.
Put him back in the basement.
And this is one of those games that's really hard to do without a guide.
Yeah, for sure. And the first part wasn't too bad. I ended up just writing down every single thing that you do. But yeah, the point of this game is you're trapping things to protect the tenants, but then you're trapping Corey Haim because he's trying to kill
and that's the weird thing. So because like the first act, you're helping Corey Haim, and you're trying to do everything to stop the handyman.
Let's call him his name, Eddie.
Oh yeah, Eddie. So the first act, you're trying to help Eddie.
I will say,
and
hold on,
take out the handyman.
As I was going through the game, I kept saying, "Shut up, Corey."
Yeah, always.
Don't tell me what to do, Corey.
Fuck you, Corey Haim.
You're fucking dead, Corey Haim. Get out of here.
And then immediately in the second act, now you're wanting to help the handyman,
kind of like,
and
at
attack
first you
Eddie. Well, one, it's stupid because the handyman.
Well, you don't even know you're attacking Eddie because he dresses up as a mummy.
Oh yeah, well, yes, that's true.
Just dumbest plot point in this whole thing was him dressing up as a
that
fucking
was
mummy.
dumb.
It was so funny.
But yeah, but throughout the entire game, you find out the handyman's actually the guy that you're wanting to help.
Kind of. I don't think you want to help any of them.
I don't think you do.
I think all of them are just after the treasure and just let them go.
The handyman always shows up as an enemy in every room that he's in.
Like, and I don't understand what the point in any of it was. Because it seemed like there was no good guy and there was no bad guy.
Yeah, like everyone was awful in their own way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex was there. I don't what's weird about this game is you could have taken out a lot of these characters and still had the same game.
Well, yeah, and so many of these characters didn't matter at all.
Nope.
Like, were there just to have extra scenes.
From the grads, like there was a museum roommate and a dumb one. But we'll get into all this when we get into the story. We'll talk about that.
Phoebe and Elizabeth.
Yeah. Any other mechanics that we missed? I don't think there's anything else. This game's pretty simple.
Yeah, I don't think we missed anything.
Literally just watching a camera and pressing a button.
The other mechanic that this one had that Night Trap didn't have was one of the characters also gives you traps, but you have to watch him actually turn on the trap to get the trap.
I can't tell you how many times I fucked up on the mummy one because I kept trapping Lyle.
Yeah.
Like, go fuck yourself, Lyle.
So many of these.
Because you're told in the first part, get that motherfucker.
Yeah. And then if you get him in the second part, it's game over. And it's like, what?
Yep.
That makes no sense.
Well, it's not game over. It's
well,
you don't get the trap, and then the mummy comes and kills Alex, and you're like, yeah, finally something cool happened. And then it's game over, and you're like, what? No, that was the cool part.
I know, but that's what I mean. Like, you get game over for the dumbest things.
See,
and two of the mob bosses. We didn't even bring this up. Mario and Luigi.
I think they did that on purpose.
I think they did.
I'm sure that they were like, you know what would be funny? I bet this guy was like, what's a Sega? What's a Nintendo? I don't know. I know who Mario and Luigi are.
Yeah.
I bet you anything that's what this
Well,
guy
and some of the other characters, like we didn't say, there's Brutus, there's Slick Sammy, there's Bang, there's like so many like weird names. There's Egyptian Princess 1 and 2.
Wait, who's 1 and 2?
I don't even know.
Wait,
That's
what?
I'm like. I was like, who are these princesses? I don't even remember them in the game.
I don't remember them. I watched the movie on the game too. Like, I found them do. I think it was only like 29 minutes long too. It's not very long.
It's not long.
It's not. I think Night Trap was like 45.
Yeah, it was a little bit longer.
Yeah, and it had more content and it was
Yeah.
better. It was just better because I think the story made more sense, and you liked the hero,
Yeah,
Like
and
the-
you just liked the whole premise of that
and the
one
women
more.
were just
Yeah,
out
the
of this
women
world.
were-
What was crazy about this one and that one though that I really like is like Night Trap's clearly like born out of the 80s.
Yes.
Like they clearly worked on that in the 80s and released it in the 90s.
Yeah,
This one was clearly worked on in the 90s.
yeah,
It's so different how everyone looks. Like it's just
yeah.
the music they're listening to. Like it's into that post, right, not really the grungy scene yet, but in
But
that,
getting close to it.
yeah, and it's in it, but it's that post 80s rock
yeah.
that had a little bit more substance in the 80s.
Getting away from like more of the ballads and
Yeah.
the big belting out songs and getting into more of the instrumental.
Yeah, like that alternative rock.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see that. It was
Yeah.
cool to see how different it was in the terms of the time period which the game was made.
Yeah.
But other than that, it wasn't, yeah,
It's a
you get it.
game.
Yep. All right. One other thing I want to talk about is how easy it is to lose.
So
I've talked
easy
about
in
this
one.
before. This is a game where you have to lose to win.
Yes.
Because you have to go through and you have to learn the patterns and then go back and do it the right way after you've already done it the wrong way 50 times.
Yeah.
I hate games like that.
Well, and this one's bad because it doesn't tell you what the reasons for failing sometimes is.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it'll just be like, well, if you don't care about everyone in this building, then I don't care about you. And then it'll just say game over. And it's
Yeah.
like, wait, what did I do?
Yeah.
What happened? Like
I need to know which room I fucked up
Yeah.
so I can do it right the next time.
Exactly. Like,
But no,
what?
you just have to be like super aware and watch all the rooms at once.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like they just go like, hey, the tenants are gone. Well, they turned off the power. And
Yeah.
you're like, what? When did they turn off the power? I was watching the power.
Yeah. And that's where it's like, and missing somebody, like, it's so, you get like the tiniest window of
Yeah.
time to
And
trap
especially
somebody.
for the phone line trap.
Oh, yeah.
That one was insane. Like you have less than a second
Yes.
to spring that trap on someone.
As soon as they touch the handle for that phone, you have to punch it.
Yeah.
Because if you miss it at all, it's game
You're done.
over.
Yeah. And that was unfortunate. Like
Well-
having the quick game over like that, the sequence, and especially because you don't get to start where you just left off. You start at the beginning of the checkpoint, which is
Yeah.
only 2 fucking checkpoints.
Yes. And that's where it's really annoying because it's also multiple different things that can cause that instant losing.
Yeah.
It's the phone line, it's the power box, it's certain people dying, it's capturing the wrong person. It's like 4 or 5 different things that can instant game over.
You know what my favorite part of this was? So, we'll talk about it in story.
Okay.
All right, let's go into story because there's a lot we have to talk about.
It's story time. Let's get started.
I like somehow double pressed it. Like it started.
I
I
heard the boop.
Yeah, it was weird.
That's okay. They just had to wait an extra second.
Oh no.
The story is so fucking weird.
Yes.
Like it makes no sense. So in the story is like, to give you a really quick rundown.
Yes.
You live in a hotel. You're helping a guy trapped in the basement. You see, it seems like he's a sex slave. Like it really does seem like it's like, why the fuck are you trapped in the basement? Like there's no explanation of why he's in there. It's just I'm trapped in the basement.
Yeah.
And there's no explanation at first why there's bad guys going into the hotel.
Yeah.
You don't find out until a cutscene later that Brutus is like looking for treasure and Mario and Luigi are sending in guys to take care of Brutus.
Yes.
Like, but you have no idea at first. So you're like, why are these guys like trying to...
Then there's also a secret society that's
Yeah.
also trying to get this relic.
I think that gets introduced in Act 1, but like halfway through it.
Yes.
And the relic, like, Everything in this does not make any sense.
No.
None of the characters make any sense. What they're doing there doesn't make any sense. The rooms don't make any sense. Like, you look at a room and you're like, why is this is someone's, like, living space. And people are just walking in. Does anyone lock their fucking doors?
That's one of the weird things. And the other weird thing is there's like, these rooms are freaking huge.
Yeah.
Like, each room has like 3 different cameras in it, but you can only switch cameras to a certain room. You can't switch to certain cameras in that room.
So it'll auto feed a camera depending on which bad guy or which scene you're watching.
Which is also just really weird.
And stupid.
The other thing that was annoying is you have to figure out where all the traps actually are, which a lot of them are easy to spot, but like some of them are where, like, when you're first playing, you'll just see at the bottom, it's like fireplace, window, and you're like, okay, so there's a trap by the fireplace.
And if you look at the symbol on the thing, you have no idea what it means.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like it's shaped like a fireplace or anything. It's just an Egyptian symbol they probably found in some pre-version of the internet.
Which all the traps are just, there's a big square right in front of a trap, and once they step on that square, that's your timing of the trap.
Yeah, the most out-of-place piece of tile that you've ever seen in your life.
Which was stupid. Like, the one guy who like tap dances and then steps on purpose. I'm like, that's just dumb.
Yeah, I'm like, well, but I was like, why the fuck is he tap dancing? Isn't he here to kill someone? I'm so confused.
That's part of the weird thing. But the story of this, basically, this hotel, Brutus, his dad created the hotel, or
not
built
Brutus, Eddie.
No, Brutus.
No. Eddie's mom is the not superintendent. No, the manager of the hotel.
Yes, but Brutus's dad was the one who built the hotel.
No, I thought her dad did. His dad stole the relic, I think.
Her dad did steal the.
No. His dad. Sorry, Brutus's dad took the relic. They might have did it together, but maybe. Her dad, her father was the one who built the hotel. Oh. Their family owns it.
Brutus, when he was in that fight with Luigi, said, "My father on his deathbed told me that he hid treasure in this building."
Oh, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think they were partners.
They could have been,
because they own.
Well, they seem to all be kind of working together, but not at all. At the same
like
time.
it's the weirdest. Like that. This is how unclear the story is, guys. Like literally, we have no idea who the real builder was. They just kind of rushed everything.
Yeah, and we watched the same half hour of this game over for hours, and we still have no idea what's going on.
Point being, there's treasure in the hotel. There's a select number of people looking for the treasure. I don't understand why or how they know it's there, and everyone else doesn't.
Yeah.
But the weirdest part of the story is the grads get this fucking statue that's supposedly the key to unlocking the treasure.
Yes.
Why did they get the statue? Who sent it to them?
Who are the grads?
Like, they get a package in the mail that the manager's opening, which is a big fucking no-no.
Yes.
I would have been like, are you opening my fucking package right now?
Yeah, seriously, that's a federal offense to open someone's mail.
Yeah. And they don't care. And they get the statue and they're like, this can go to the museum.
And they're like, oh, we should look up what it is. And they find it. That's the for the Temple of Essex.
I think that's Isaacs.
Or Isaacs, yeah.
Yeah, because it was it's a play on the actual
Isis.
god. Yeah, Isis. It's a play on her.
Yeah.
But it was it's so weird that they get a statue that's specifically made for opening a key to the treasure in the mail. Never disclosed who sent it to them, the grads.
2 hours before Brutus is going to get killed by the gangsters and the mob for not giving them the treasure.
But Brutus doesn't die, right? I don't remember that happening in the story.
Brutus gets shot if you don't save him.
Yeah, but he doesn't die in the story.
I didn't say he did.
Wait, I thought you said he died. 2 hours before he dies.
Oh, 2 hours. Well, 2 hours before the mob's supposed to come and kill him, but they come 2 hours early, and he's like, I still have 2 hours. What are you doing here?
I'm eating my spaghetti. There's a part in there where he's just eating like a full Italian fucking meal. And
after he dealt with the mob and helped get rid of 2 of the mob, and you saved him from getting shot from the mob, he's sitting there eating a giant bowl of spaghetti, and then the handyman's like, there's traps in this room and a bunch of intruders.
He's got that Italian glass, like the wine glass with all the breadsticks in it. I'm just like, how fucking asshole-ish are you guys?
Like, what the fuck is going on?
He doesn't need 20 pieces of fucking bread. He's one person.
And he doesn't believe that there's intruders in the hotel when the mob just came in to try to kill him?
No, I think he was probably playing with them, right?
I don't know. That's one of the things that I just never got. Like, are these people like? Are they just fucking with each other? Are they?
Be.
I just
Or
don't know.
like the way movies are, they're done scene at a time, but the scenes aren't done in order.
Yeah.
So they could have recorded that scene and then recorded the scene and put
Maybe.
it before it or something, but they meant to put it after it or something. Who fucking knows?
And throughout all this story, there's also a band that's in the hotel that's been practicing at the hotel, and they're trying to get
What a
their
great
big
name
break.
for a fucking band,
right?
Scream's a great fucking.
That's
name.
awesome.
They did a great job with the song.
Yeah. But then, they have this big executive coming to the hotel to listen
I just
to
love
their
how
song.
this guy enters the hotel and goes, "I'm here to see the band," and just walks by the manager. I'm like, okay,
Okay.
you're gonna believe him on face value? What the fuck?
Well, and if you don't save the band, Eddie gets all mad at you and it gives you a game over. Or no, he doesn't give you a game over, but he gets all mad at you.
He does. He gives you a game over, and it's because he's like, "Now we're gonna have to listen to this all day."
Yeah, and I'm like, but even if you do save them, the producer leaves because he's like, I've heard and seen this all before. I'm leaving.
No. He said, "I'll be in touch." He said, "I have to cancel
Oh.
another act," and then he goes away because he's got to get rid of an act to get them in.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that part because I was going.
Yeah,
fast
I watched
groups.
the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, the band's really funny because there's a girl in there who just is holding swords for some reason.
Yeah.
Like real swords, apparently.
Yeah, and then just dancing around with him and then hugging him mid-song and
Yeah.
then holding knives to his throat and then
And then some random guy comes in and takes the swords from her and she doesn't even try. She's like, "Oh, here you go. I've got the weapons, but you can have them."
and then goes to try to kill the main band member.
Yeah, I think it was a society member.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, the game, guys, this game is so fucking confusing with the story, but I think one of my favorite parts, we talked about this, but one of my favorite parts is there's a part, Brutus is like a mobster of sorts.
Yeah.
He's there to get the treasure because apparently his dad buried it there,
Yeah.
maybe, who knows? Honestly, who fucking knows? We can just say the treasure magically showed up.
Yeah.
Brutus is there to get it,
Yeah.
right? And Mario and Luigi are his bosses, kind
Yes.
of. And Luigi comes to his apartment. He even says, "Luigi!" He says his fucking name.
Yeah.
And then, it turns into an altercation where you have to stop Luigi from shooting him and throw him in a hole.
Mm-hmm.
And he does that. And he throws him in a hole and another guy in a hole. And there's a third guy there. And then Brutus runs out after these guys get thrown in the hole and says, "Tell Mario and Luigi, I'll get them their treasure." And you're like, you were just talking to fucking Luigi. What the fuck are you talking about, Brutus?
Yeah.
It's just insane
And
how unput together the fucking scenes are in this
When
game.
we do find out what the key's for, the manager grabs it and immediately goes to where it goes, puts it on, turns it.
This is after she's seen the statue 17 times, by
Yeah.
the way. She has seen the statue
She's
multiple
held it
times. She
multiple
held
times.
it, and she's like, "Wait a second, I know what this is."
if she knew what it was, why even give it to the grads and
Yeah.
just keep it for herself? The grads wouldn't have even know they gotten it because it was in the 90s and they didn't have cell phones to know if they got their packages or
Hey,
not.
there were cell phones in the 90s.
Barely.
You shut your whore mouth. Don't you remember
Brick phones.
Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yeah.
Guess where I'm calling you from? A mountain!
But it's just dumb. But yeah, she goes and does that, and then you find out the hotel is actually the vault itself.
No, the hotel is a transformer.
Yes.
It's Optimus Prime.
Pretty
as
much.
It turns out.
It does. It raises up and
Autobots, roll out. You hear that happen at the end, and then it transitions into who was Michael Bay? Michael Bay's Transformers.
lots of explosions.
Lots of
explosions everywhere.
After that, it's just nonstop.
And then you just
explosions.
randomly see Megan Fox in a bikini.
Yeah.
I don't know
or
why.
topless, either one. I
She
think
hasn't gone topless in a movie, I don't
she,
think.
she did.
No, I don't
She
think
did.
so.
In that one where it was like the scary movie.
No, she didn't go in that one.
Yeah.
I have the unrated version. She's not topless in
Are
that
you
movie.
sure? I was. Pretty
Yeah,
sure
I
she was
watched it
topless.
just 2 months ago.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What's it called? Bodies?
No, it's called what'd you say? Jennifer's Body.
Ah, I knew it. Jennifer's body. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure she's
I have
topless.
the unrated version.
All
of
right,
that
we're gonna
movie.
after this. We're gonna look up Megan Fox topless, and then that's probably all we're gonna do. I don't know what we're trying to prove there, but we'll probably find what we want to find.
And if my hand's in his lap and his hand's in my lap, then that's just how it happens.
That's just how it happens. Yeah, I mean, it's a key that transforms. I don't understand. Why does the whole hotel need to transform?
I don't know. And
for
there's
the
so
fucking
many
vault to open?
There's so many. There's most of the walls, underneath the actual walls, are all just solid gold.
Yeah.
And what the?
So in this,
And then
we're-
every single person goes into the vault.
No, they're
there.
all just staring at it.
Well, no, they all go in it because then the bad ending, because I got an F rating.
No, the ending's always the same. This is the confusing part.
What?
This is not like Night Trap. There's not multiple endings.
Oh, what the fuck?
So in the ending, it's just he steals the statue and somehow that closes the fucking vault again.
Yeah, but I thought he trapped him in the vault.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't even know if it's Eddie who did that. I'm going to assume it was, but...
I thought it was Eddie, for sure.
No, because it's just a hand that pulls it up.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah, it's a really stupid ending. One of the dumbest parts of this is Eddie is the guy who's like the good bad guy, right?
Yeah.
We talked about him dressing up as a fucking mummy in Act 2. He basically dresses up as a mummy to kill people.
Yeah.
And he's got like a little controller that controls the traps. And he's like sitting there, but
he also knows that you were in control of all the traps too.
So it's like the weirdest thing. And then he has a knife in his other hand. And he just doesn't do anything with it. I'm like, go for the knife kill before you go for the trap, okay, guys?
No, seriously though.
It makes no sense. But Eddie is that guy. And then Lyle, the handyman, is his dad, who is also, Eddie's like a teenager, and his dad is like 70 years old.
Yeah.
And his mom is clearly like the appropriate age for
she's
the teenager.
Like 40s or something.
Yeah, probably like late 30s, early 40s. Maybe mid 40s.
Yeah.
And they're maybe together?
Yeah,
there were two scenes where she starts kissing him.
Yeah.
And then in the last scene, if you remember, the fucking dumbest, she's like, my father built this. And then opens up the thing and it shows the big treasure. And then the handyman's like, I love you. And starts kissing her arm. I'm like, you're just smooching up so you can get her money.
Exactly.
You piece of shit.
It's just
It's
weird.
so confusing. Like, are they married? What the fuck is going on?
Almost seem like they're gonna go into like a softcore porn
Yeah,
kind of
a little
shit.
bit.
Like it has that vibe to it, and I was even watching like the Game Grumps play it, and they even had that same thing, like, "Ooh, here comes the porn scene."
Yep.
And I was like, it does seem like it's going to go that way.
No, there's so many women there.
There is.
There's
a lot,
and it's just crazy because like the main girl, Alex, she's really cute.
She is cute,
but she plays like no part in this, right?
Yeah,
there's no part. Like she's a journalist who's looking for a big story. A, never mentions what the story is.
Yeah.
Just teases it all the time. B, I don't understand why Eddie got so mad at her. She's like, you're trying to tell the world about my treasure.
Yeah, it's weird.
What proof does she have? And also, did she move in and pay rent in this place just to get a story?
I think so.
It's so weird. And then the grads, you can take them out. Don't need them in there. The band, take them out. Don't need them. Brutus, you really don't even need fucking him. He's just there for an excuse for the first bad guys to be there.
True.
Just have the society be the bad guys. Take him out. Like, literally, there's no point to any of these characters being there except for Eddie.
Yeah.
Even Lyle and the mom, like, no point for them being there.
Well, and especially with Alex, like, most of her things are optional things to do.
She's just eye candy. I really think that she was just there for people like you and me who are like, oh, she's really cute.
Yeah.
You know, that's all it is.
She kind of reminds me of Sonya Blade from the Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, she's blonde. I like her.
Ooh.
And that literally... That's the only reason to put her in there. She's 100%. Just fucking eye candy. She serves no point in the plot. And I bet that they made this. So, like, I bet they shot like 1 million scenes of this, right?
Probably.
And they only picked their favorite ones to put in there. And it probably made more sense with all the scenes.
Probably.
And then what we got made no fucking sense at all because of that. I'm betting this director doesn't know what the fuck he did.
Well, and this came out after Night Switch, I believe. So it's weird.
No,
this,
Night Trap.
Or Night Trap. I don't know why I keep saying Night Switch.
Combining
them.
Fusion.
But in Night Trap, it was longer even. So I'm like, why didn't you have more to this?
Yeah, and Night Trap made more sense. Linear.
Yes.
Well, like story-wise, it was very linear and it made a lot of sense.
And you actually got to watch most of the story.
Yeah, the characters made sense, why they were there. They're just random characters at a fucking sleepover. That makes sense.
Yeah.
At a vampire's house. That doesn't make sense, but you know what? We're going to roll with
I mean, it could make sense.
It could.
Because they don't have to be invited in if it's their house.
Like the and the characters don't matter. Like in that sense, like they're just there to be food. So to me, I'm like, okay, yeah, those characters all fit in that situation. They're all there for a very specific reason.
I said, it's like a very B-rated movie. Yeah. It's like, oh, all these kids go camping in the woods. There just happened to be a killer there. Like that's all that was. All these kids go to this house and there happens to be vampires there.
There's a reason for them being there. But this, it just felt like there was no reason for any of these characters to be in the story.
Yeah.
You could have taken any one of these characters out and had the same fucking storyline go. The
Yeah.
only one that mattered really was Eddie, and that's because he was like the antagonist and the protagonist at the same time.
Yes.
Very neutral character.
Eddie and the Handyman, I
Yeah.
would say.
Also, Corey Haim, this is not his best work.
No,
acting.
this is terrible.
Did you hate every single time he talked? Like,
Yes.
Whenever he got angry, I'm like, what are you gonna like start laughing?
Well, yeah, it seems so off. Like
Like he tried to seem
whoa,
crazy.
Whoa, did you think you got me there? And I'm like, what the fuck, Corey
Yeah,
Haim? Like,
it's
you were
just-
so much better than this.
Yeah, like his acting in this was really. I don't think he wanted to do it. I'm sure he just did this for money.
Probably.
I am so sure he probably was like, I'm a Nintendo guy. I'm just gonna fuck up the Sega games.
That's what it was.
That'd
Thank
be-
you, Corey Haim.
That would be really funny if that's what it was. He's like, I'm not gonna try it as a fucking Sega game. Yeah, go fuck yourself, Sega.
Just, I don't even
I
know.
love Sega, and I hate that they greenlit this fucking game.
Yeah, this is
I
terrible.
hate it. Like, and I love parts of this game. Don't get me wrong. Like it is addicting to play these types of games because they're not hard.
No,
right?
it's one of those things that like you kind of like, oh, I'm starting to get a rhythm in the game.
Yeah.
And you get going and you're like, oh, I'm doing better. And you get kind of like proud of yourself for doing it. But it's intriguing enough to keep you going, but there's nothing there that makes me want to come back to it
Yeah.
once I've stopped.
Well, I don't know. It's like this isn't like other games where you can get really angry really fast.
Yeah.
Right? This is a game where you're like, fucking died again. I'm gonna go grab something to eat and I'll come back.
True.
Like it's easy to come back to this game and replay it, and you can be like, man, you know that stupid game I played like 2 years ago? I'm gonna try playing it again. Like to me, it reminds me of that. It's like Two Worlds. Like Two Worlds isn't
Yeah.
a good game by any means, but I went back and played it a few more times after I played it, you know? Like it's just the idea is the game doesn't have a lot of replayability, but it has something that keeps you interested, which I think these games had.
Banjo-Kazooie for me.
Yeah. Well, and Banjo, not a great example
know.
of that, only because that's
It's actually a like classic game. That a lot of
Oh
people like.
no, it's nothing like that. But it's not. It's like Super Mario 64. Like people don't go back and play it again multiple times in the same like 5-year period, right?
I guess that's true.
You wait 20 years and it comes out as a re-release, and then you fucking play it, right?
Fair.
Yeah. Whereas this game, I can see you just going in, looking at your Steam library, and going, "I haven't played that game in a while. Let's play it."
I would do that with Night Trap. I don't think I'd do it with this
Yeah,
one.
but
Yes, but the style of
type,
game.
yeah, the type of game just makes it so easy to
Yes.
play, and it's just so you can like lose a lot of time just playing this fucking game.
Honestly, like if someone were to make a version of these style of games now
I
and
mean, it would
make
be
it
the
really
most
long,
boring fucking game in the world where you're just like button trap,
but it
button
would
trap.
be cool, especially if they actually had like more of a story to
Yeah.
it and made it longer. Like you could do a full length movie or have it so you don't fail necessarily.
Yeah.
But the movie completely changes as you go on.
Yeah, well,
Like,
which they did in Night Trap, kind of.
Yeah,
You got a little bit different scenes depending on what you were doing.
true. Like Quantum Break is a good example for that. It's a Xbox game and it had a lot of really
That's the time
famous
one,
people.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in that, so you play a section of the game and then you watch a half hour of a TV episode, and then you play a section of the game and then you watch a TV episode. So after every mission, you watch a TV
You have
episode.
to waste a half hour watching something?
Yeah, you literally have to sit and watch
That
an
is a
entire
really,
TV episode.
really bad
which is
idea.
why that game didn't
Yeah.
do as well as
You have
it
to do
would've.
10-minute segments
But
at fucking
the
most.
TV show changes depending on the things that you do in the game. So you can get fully different TV show throughout the entire game depending on what you
That
do.
sounds like a really bad game.
It's cool as shit.
It's cool, but you have to cannot make it 30
That's one of
minutes.
those ones that I will go back to every once in a while.
Yeah.
But it's not one that I recommend to
'Cause-
most people.
Like you basically have to, if they're 30 minutes and there's like 5 of them, you have to put in 2.5 hours of just watching TV
Yeah.
while you're playing.
Yeah, it's
That's
a lot.
long time to not
Well,
do
I mean,
anything in a game.
fucking Hideo Kojima is even worse than that.
Is
I
it?
think in
Cutscenes are too long.
what was it? There in one of the, I think it was Death Stranding. I think it had an hour and a half long cutscene,
Damn.
something like that.
It's just too long. It's too fucking long, guys.
like,
Cutscenes are getting ridiculous.
yeah,
now.
Hideo Kojima is the worst for
Yeah.
it. Like in so many of his games, he's got 30, 40-minute long cutscenes.
Yeah, the fucking we're doing Senua next as our game.
yeah,
And I was playing it, I'm like, God, this opening. You're just in a
yeah. It
boat.
takes
And then
a-
I'm gonna tell you a story while she's rowing her boat. And I'm gonna tell it slowly and quietly. So you have to turn your volume way up, and then when you get into a fight, it's too fucking loud. Like, it's just the most annoying shit when they do stuff like that. Too long cutscenes. You're in a game you want to fucking play. Make the cutscenes manageable. Make them interesting. Make them, like, short 2-minute cutscenes at most. Like, don't go way out.
It's the same reason why I couldn't finish Final Fantasy VII Remake. Is because too long of sections in between all the fights of just walking and looking at scenery. And I'm like, that's not what this game is for.
Look at that beautiful
I don't
tree
give a shit about this town.
But it's a tree that they made.
Like, this game was made when it was
Did you see the
top-down view
flower
graphics of 8-bit characters.
But did you see the flower on top of the building?
Yeah, I don't give a shit about
Did you
it.
see it and how it sparkles in the sun?
I mean,
But how about the moonlight? Did you see it in the moonlight?
I mean, the characters look great. And I've never been more attracted to Tifa in my entire life.
Damn. You know what I was thinking when I was playing this game too?
What's that?
I was like, if they would have changed this and made it like a
No porno.
no, similar to like Paradise Killer,
Oh, okay.
where your whole scenario is you're in this hotel and you have to talk with characters to advance the story, and you're doing like almost like a mystery, like Soul Suspect.
Okay.
Similar to that, only the whole setting is inside this hotel. I'm like, that would have been a cool game.
Could be interesting.
If they change this up completely, if they were to remake this game, I think remake it like that. Make it like a pseudo mystery RPG kind of deal where you're just like discovering things and figuring shit out.
Or like there's you've set up all these traps in this giant like hotel or something, and all these people are coming in to like find evidence of something, but you have all these traps to capture all these people.
What you just explained was the game that you just played.
But different.
You
story.
saved the traps.
Hey, you didn't set up the traps in the game though. Eddie set up
I know.
the traps.
That's what I'm saying. The only difference is you set up the traps.
Yes.
And I think that would be fun, but I think this game would have made a good like storytelling adventure game rather than what they did with it.
Yeah.
I think this would have been because then you could have fleshed out this whole story way better.
Yeah.
Like you could have gotten all the background shit on the dads and stuff. You could figure it out. Like if they would have they could take this story, and just turn it into something cool. Just fuck the game. The game is shit. You can't win the game now. Like, just take the whole story and turn it into something more interesting.
And this is something that I've been hearing a lot with movies, and I've been saying the same thing for games. Instead of remaking all these good games that we all love and
Remake
will
bad
play,
ones, yeah.
exactly.
I
We
am
need to
fucking-
remake all the worst shit
100% agree.
and remake it like totally different.
Yeah, just
Just keep the story the same or whatever, but like just add things to it or
run your
completely
own
change
spin on it. But game developers get really defensive about their games.
I know, but it's one of those things like that would be something that would be like if your game or your movie flopped really hard and it's not a cult classic that a lot of people follow or love or something, like if no one's talked about that movie in forever, like it doesn't like hurt you or anything.
I don't know, man. I think sometimes the infamy is just as good as the fame.
It can be.
Like Avatar.
Tommy Russo.
Well, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
just M. Night Shyamalan in general.
Yeah, well, and just that movie, though, people still talk when they're like, how shit was that movie? I'm like, well, you're fucking talking about it, so you're branding the movie out yourself by not liking it.
It is true. Like, you'll hear all the biggest great things and the biggest worst things, but you won't hear anything in the middle.
Yeah, so Double Switch is definitely in the middle.
Yes.
I would say. It's not bad enough to be awful.
Yeah.
It's not good enough to be great.
Yeah.
So... But if they remade this game, I think take out the whole aspect of the movie bullshit and just take all the characters, make a little world from it. This game would be so cool as a fucking adventure game.
You could almost do it like The Forgotten City.
Yeah, and that's what... Sorry, Paradise Killer is the best place I went because it's like no combat, all talking.
Yeah.
That's where I think this game should go.
Yeah.
In that, like somewhere in between Paradise Killer and The Forgotten City.
Yeah.
Like just make it like an adventure fucking styling mystery kind of thriller game. It keeps you on edge at
where
any
you
given
have
moment.
to figure out what's going on with the hotel
or even like in the game setting up traps because randomly guys will come in and they have to spring the traps or something like that would be interesting.
And then you have to go reset that trap or something.
All right, so we're already on board. So we're going to make this game.
All right.
We're going to call it Double Switch, the double switching. Triple Switch.
Triple Switch. Triple flip.
Why do you think they called it Double Switch? Is that because of
because the main characters like flip flop of like good guy, bad guy?
Oh, I thought it was
like
just
the
like
double switch because
you hit a switch to activate a trap.
Or that too, because I guess when you start out, there's 2 switches in every room.
Yeah.
2 traps in every room. So
I don't understand the name. Like Night Trap made sense because it
Yeah.
was nighttime and it was a trap.
Yeah.
But in this one, it's double switch. What the fuck does that even mean?
I think it's got to be one of
It
those
would have been
reasons.
hilarious if Eddie Intrude's like, "Hey, I'm Eddie Double Switch."
I don't even know.
That would have been the best way to tie in the name. But of course, they fucked up.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to our last segment here.
Worth, or not?
Well, I'm gonna go with nah on this one.
Yeah, I'm
I
going
really
nah.
wanted. I think with Night Trap, we both gave it a worth
Yeah.
or a worth because
Yeah.
that game was funny. This game's not funny. It's funny.
We
to
said
make
it was
fun
worth
of
it if you liked that B horror kind of style.
Yeah,
like that,
and it
that
was
so bad it's good kind of thing.
Yeah, and this one's just bad.
Yeah,
It
this
doesn't
one's just,
fit.
like we said, it's just right in the middle. Like it's good enough to keep you entertained, but it's like nothing to praise about. I'm not going to
Yeah.
recommend this game to anybody.
I'm
not going to tell them
I'll
to spend the
recommend
money.
them. Like, I won't tell them to buy the game, but I will tell them like, hey, if you can get this game free, fucking play it. It's interesting, and Corey Haim's in it.
Yeah, I
Pretty
mean,
much, that's like the selling point. Is you just tell them, hey, play this game. Corey Haim's
But
in
to
it.
the same extent, they could just watch like Game Grumps play it or something and be
Fuck
way
no.
more entertaining.
Yeah, true. But Corey Haim.
I mean, that's even funny though with them bringing up that it was Corey Haim all the time. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you, Corey.
I just love saying that during the game.
Oh, it's so much
I don't
fun.
think anyone could not do. So do the Game Grumps do that too?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think you have to play this
you
game.
can't
just-
not say "fuck you, Corey."
Yeah. Because he's just annoying the entire game.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, fuck yourself, Corey." Yeah, and when you don't trap Lyle the first time, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? You gotta get the handyman." I'm like, "Fuck you, Corey! I'll do what I fucking want."
Well, and it's funny because the Game Grumps kept on bringing up all the Lost Boys shit throughout the entire
did
time
they?
they were playing it. So they're like, "Oh, go ahead and go get Corey Feldman and whoever the fuck else was in that movie."
Wait, the Lost Boys?
Yes.
Which one was Lost? Was
The
it the
vampire
vampire
one with Keith Sutherland.
Yeah, that's the one where his Corey Haim's brother gets turned into a vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go. Your brother's a fucking vampire loser. Get out of here. Your mom's dating the head vampire. No. And he works at a carnival.
Spoilers for the Lost Boys.
He's a carny.
But
Just
yeah,
tell me,
this
yeah.
game's not worth it.
No, it's really not.
I think it's like $15 if you buy it on
I just
Steam
cannot
right
believe
now.
it's so much money.
It was 20 or 25 when it
It
came
should
out.
be like $1.
It should be.
Just
I think Night Trap's only even like $10.
that should be $1 too.
That should be more.
I don't know. Like these games are so old and they're not like no one's looking for them, right?
Well, it's because it's the re-release editions of it, which I'm sure getting the actual versions of it's probably even more expensive because who has a Sega Drive CD
Yeah.
or whatever?
You know what's funny is someone liked this game so much they made a guide for it.
Yeah.
Can you
I
believe
saw like
that?
a couple different guides for it
So,
actually.
like someone had to like this game a lot to make a fucking guide, right?
Yeah, or
What?
someone was just that much of like, because there are a lot of people that will completion a game even if they absolutely hate it
True.
and like write guides for it just because that's what they want to do or that's what they get paid to do or whatever.
Yeah, true. Well,
But yeah,
all right. Well, that was it.
yeah. Next week's game, like we said,
Senua.
Senua's Sacrifice, which the second game is coming out next year, I believe,
Nice.
or later this year. So yes, that's why I kind of wanted to play it because I know it's going to be popular again. Everyone's going to be replaying it before the new one comes out.
Nice.
Woo.
All right. Well, we'll catch you guys on the next week's episode.
Bye. Love you.